In this video, I want to discuss with you the 200-week simple moving average for Bitcoin. This is a critical line in the market for Bitcoin, a line which historically has represented the area of best buying opportunity and which, when we see a recovery from this line, tends to coincide with some pretty big price action. So where are we right now? Well, we've actually been trading under the 200-week simple moving average for a very long time, actually since middle of August, which is actually a historical precedent. We have never traded under the 200-week SMA for such a long period of time before. So it's pretty crazy what we're seeing right now. You do have to remember that every single bear market is different. Every time the price action is different. And yeah, sure, there are rhymes to the way we see market conditions playing out. That's because humans tend to react to the same information in markets in similar ways, right? So we see big price drawdowns, all this kind of stuff, the fear, the greed, etc. Humans are relatively predictable in the way that we approach our investing and our trading in markets, which is why we can kind of draw some kind of parallels between what we've seen previously and what we may be able to expect in the future, but obviously nothing repeats, but it does rhyme sometimes. So currently, we are approaching this very, very key line. You see, we are now just, $2,000 away from crossing over the 200-week SMA, which would be a big move here for the market if it were to happen. Now, we might get rejected up here. You can see we did have this attempt back in July to try and get back up over it, and then, of course, we lost that, right? We saw the price come back down. Oh, back in the day when Bitcoin was $25,000. And we also do have to contend with the fact that if we do get the price moving up here in the coming week or two, that we are running into two key lines here, because it's not just the 200-week SMA that we're running into. We're also running into price resistance from back here in August and late July, right? So that's also makes it a key area of price interest here for Bitcoin. But what has happened previously when we've crossed over this line? Well, as I did mention, we have seen in the past that these tests of the 200-week have been great buying opportunities. In fact, they've usually marked the bottoms of the markets. So let's go back here and have a look back in time and go have a peek here at 2015 and late 2015. So early and late 2015 here. So we saw this was the bear market that we saw the price go down from $1,200 all the way down to $160. One of those classic 90% drawdowns for Bitcoin. That, of course, here was the capitulation candle. You saw the big volume coming in, much like we saw in November where we had our capitulation candle. Huge price momentum downward, as well as the big volume backing that move up. Price then recovered quite a bit. I mean, that's a big rally to go from $160, went up here to about $300, almost 100% rally. And then, of course, another 40% correction, big move up, etc. But we got a secondary test of that 200-week line before we saw a major price movement happen. Now, the important thing here is that once we had the bounce off, right, we had a major price move. Once we had the bounce off here, and that actually took a while of consolidation here back in August and into September of 2015, that was a long consolidation just below, right, the 200-week here. So all those candles are closing just below. Very bearish time in the market, right? Huge price dump down from $300 all the way back down to $200, right? A 30 to 40% price correction. But once we recovered that second time, that's when things started to get very, very interesting, because that essentially kicked off the new run, right? We saw from this period that Bitcoin did not touch the 200-week again until late 2018. So from this period, we saw it go from $230 all the way up to $20,000. That's a pretty significant movement, right? Then in late 2018, we saw our next big test of the 200-week, where The price came down during the Bitcoin Cash fork wars. Huge sell-off happened, and the price went from $6,000 down to $3,000 within the space of just a few short weeks. We hit the 200-week and then bounced straight off of it. So we did see a strong reaction to the 200-week in this particular situation. We went from $3,000 up to $4,000. So a nice little gain, but not too dramatic. But then we actually came back down after that initial sort of exponential reaction to the major sell-off. We actually came back down. People still had a lot of fear in the market, came back down, tested it a second time before the price actually went up for the big run on the rally for 2019's bear market rally, which is, again, I feel like that's the kind of situation we could be looking at for 2023, this kind of bear market rally situation where we do see a significant move for Bitcoin and altcoins moving into maybe the first half of the year of potentially a top reach sometime in the summer. But this was, again, a massive, massive rally. I mean, look at the gains from the second touch there, 310% approximately. So this was a very big price move from that touch point. Now, if we go here to the COVID crash, you see we actually did get the price trading once again under the 200-week. However, it was very short-lived, right? So we got some big wicks underneath it, but that second candle closed back above it, so a very short-lived moment. In every one of these situations previously, I'd like to point this out, in every one of these situations, whether you bought here, whether you bought here, whether you bought here, whether you bought here, every single one of those situations, all 5 of these touches, including, of course, the second one right here, those are all great buying opportunities. They all marked extreme fear during the bear markets, and they were great buying opportunities. Now, let's return to where we are right now. Once again, we're at a situation where we've been trading under the 200-week for a very long time. Historically, it has been a great buying opportunity. The question is, if we cross over that, are we going to get a big rally coming in? Well, where would like a 100% move take us? Oh, interesting. Right up to the area that I have been watching here, which is the 48K zone. I feel like if we are going to get that big bear market rally this year, this feels like a natural area of big price resistance where we're going to get that potential topping moment in the summer. And this is, of course, just my guess, my speculation on what could happen, right? But that 48K area also represents the same price drawdown that we've seen previous bear market rallies reach. That is to say 30% approximately below the previous all-time highs. So we'll see how that plays out. But the interplay between the 200-week and the price has certainly been something to keep an eye on over the years. If you are a trader, then get yourself an account over on Bybit. It is the best exchange for trading futures contracts. They have 0% fees on their spot markets. Use the link down below and join over 10 million traders, and you can also claim up to $30,000 freaking dollars in deposit bonuses by using that link exclusively. So check it out if you are a trader. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now. See you next time.